Today, let us start with chapter Mineral Nutrition. Methods to study the mineral requirements of plants. Solution culture technique or hydroponics is soil-free defined material solution where the plants grow directly in it without soil requirement. First, this technique was shown by German botanist Julian von Sachs in 1860. Experiment set up for hydroponics. Here the plants are grown in mineral solution and covered with black paper to prevent the growth of algae. Here you can see the experimental setup. Then significance of hydroponics. It is used in commercial production of vegetables like tomato, seedless cucumber, lettuce, etc. We can prove that role of mineral elements in plant growth and development by this hydroponics. Useful in areas having thin, infertile and dry soils. It can regulate pH at optimum for a particular crop, and it controls soil-borne pathogens, avoids problem of weeding. But the cost of setting up of hydroponic system is very high. Then essential mineral elements. Elements must be necessary for normal growth, and in absence of elements, plants do not complete their life cycle or set seed. These are known as essential elements. Element must be directly involved in metabolism of plant. It is shown from a component of either a structural or functional molecule. Requirement of the element must be specific and not replaceable by the other element. Absence or reduced availability of the element causes disorders. There are 17 elements which are essential. Now essential elements are of two types: macronutrients, micronutrients. Macronutrients are needed more than 10 kg inverse dry weight, whereas micronutrients are needed less than 10 mole kg inverse dry weight. Little excess can cause toxicity of micronutrients. Now essential elements on basis of function, there are four types. First, here we can see macronutrients contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, magnesium, calcium, and 9 in number. And micronutrients contain iron, zinc, manganese, boron, copper, molybdenum, chlorine, and nickel, 8 in number. Now let us see essential elements, four types of essential elements. First type is structural elements, compounds of biomolecules. They are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Example: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are compounds of cellulose and many other biomolecules, whereas nitrogen constitutes of all amino acids, proteins, chlorophyll, etc. Then second is energy related compounds. Here magnesium is component of chlorophyll that helps in converting light energy into chemical energy. Then phosphorus is compound of ATP which functions as energy currency of living cell. Now third type of essential elements is enzyme activator or inhibitors. Here you can see magnesium 2+ activates both ribulose biphosphate carboxylase oxygenase Rubisco and phosphoenol pyruvate carboxylase pepcase. Both help in C2 fixation or carbon fixation. Then Zn 2+ activates alcohol dehydrogenase. Molybdenum activates nitrogenase during nitrogen fixation, and magnesium or Mn2+ is involved in photolysis of water. Now maintaining osmotic potential is a fourth type. It is maintained by inorganic salts like nitrates, chlorine ions, potassium ions, sulfate, etc. Osmotic potential is required for both water absorption and maintenance of cell turgidity. Now in maintenance of osmotic potential, first is movement. Potassium help in opening and closing of stomata, whereas buffer activity. Second is phosphate, weak acids and their salts possess buffer activity against changes in pH. Now let us know about role of macro and micronutrients. First is nitrogen. It is required in great amount, mainly absorbed as NO3-, maybe in the form of NO2- or NH4+. Nitrogen is required by all parts of plant, particularly by meristematic tissue and metabolically active cells. Nitrogen is one of the major constituent of proteins, nucleic acids, vitamins and hormones. Now second nutrient is phosphorus. which is absorbed in the form of phosphate ions H2PO4- or HPO4-2-, where phosphorus is stored in developing fruit, seeds, storage organs, and young meristematic tissue. Phosphorus is constituted of cell membrane, proteins, nucleotides, nucleic acids, DNA and RNA, ATP, NADP, and nucleoproteins. Required for all phosphorylation reactions. ATP contains energy-rich phosphate bonds. Its deficiency causes purple or red spots on the leaves and delay in seed germination. Now, third type of mineral nutrient is potassium, which is absorbed as K+ ions needed in abundant quantities in meristematic tissue buds, leaves, and root tips. It helps in anion cation balance in cell, involves in protein synthesis, helps in opening and closing of stomata, responsible for activating several enzymes connected with phosphorylation, photosynthesis, respiration, synthesis of chlorophyll, etc., which helps in maintaining turgidity of cell. Its deficiency causes scroll leaf disease, loss of cambial activity, and plastid disintegration. Now, fourth type of mineral nutrient is calcium, which is absorbed in the form of calcium ions Ca2+ from soil, required by meristematic and differentiating tissues, accumulate in older leaves, required for synthesis of cell wall during cell division, calcium pectate in middle lamella, then required during formation of mitotic spindle and organization of chromatosomes, allows normal functioning of membranes, activates enzymes like ATPase, phospholipases, and alpha amylase, etc. It plays an important role in regulating metabolic activities. Now let us move to fifth one, which is magnesium, absorbed in the form of divalent magnesium ion Mg2+, required in growing areas of roots, stems, seeds, and leaves. Occurs as magnesium pectate in middle lamella, constitute of ring structure of chlorophyll, and required for binding of ribosome subunits during photosynthesis. It activates several enzymes involved in photosynthesis and respiration, involved in synthesis of DNA and RNA. Now, sixth one is sulfur, which is absorbed in the form of sulfur ions SO4-2- and required by young leaves and meristems. It constitutes two amino acids, methionine and cysteine, also used in synthesis of some vitamins, thiamine and biotin, coenzyme A and ferredoxin, which are involved in various metabolic activities. Its deficiency causes accumulation of anthocyanin. Now, seventh type is iron, which is absorbed in the form of ferric ions Fe3+, required everywhere in the body, important constitute of proteins involved in transport of electrons like ferredoxin and cytochromes. It activates catalyzes and some of the other elements. It is essential for formation of chlorophyll and other pigments. The eighth one is manganese, which is absorbed in the form of manganese ion Mn2+, required for leaves and seeds. It activates several enzymes involved in photosynthesis, respiration, and nitrogen fixation. It plays a major role in splitting of water to liberate oxygen during photosynthesis. Its deficiency causes grey spots in oats. Now, zinc. Zinc is absorbed in the form of Zn2+ ions, needed everywhere in the body of plant. It activates various enzymes, especially carboxylase, required in synthesis of auxins, and it has role in triphodon synthesis, and its deficiency produces leaf malformation or little leaf. Then copper. It absorbs in the form of cupric ions Cu2+, required everywhere in the body of plant, essential for overall metabolism. Like iron, it is associated with enzymes involved in redox reactions. It is reversibly oxidized from Cu+ to Cu2+. Hence, copper is essential for both photosynthesis and respiration. Now, boron. It is absorbed as BO3-3- or B4O7-2-, required in leaves and seeds, required for uptake and utilization of Ca2+ ions, and involved in functioning of cell membrane and pollen germination. It helps in translocation of carbohydrates through phloem. It is responsible for cell elongation and cell differentiation. Its deficiency causes loss of apical chromium and absence of root nodules. Now for 12th type is molybdenum, which is absorbed in the form of molybdenate ions MoO2 2+. Then needed everywhere in the body, especially found more in roots. Components of several enzymes including nitrogenase and nitrate reductase, both of which participate in nitrogen metabolism. It is essential for nitrogen fixation. Now chlorine, it is absorbed in the form of Cl- ions everywhere of body required. Along with manganese, chlorine is involved in liberation of O2 during photosynthesis of photophosphorylation of water in photosynthesis. Along with Na plus and K plus, it helps in determining the solute concentration and anion cation balance in cells. Now nickel is the 14th one, last. Absorbed in the form of divalent cation Na2+, required by leaves and roots. It is a component of two enzymes, urease and hydrogenase. It is involved in metabolism of urea. Now let us move on to types of mineral elements. Here we can see various types. First is framework elements, which form carbohydrates, which form cell wall, CHO, etc. Then protoplasmic elements form protoplasm, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. Then catalytic elements, iron, copper, zinc, molybdenum, magnesium, manganese, potassium, activator of over 40 enzymes. Then balancing element, calcium, magnesium, potassium, reduce toxic effect of other minerals. Then critical elements are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Then toxic elements are aluminium, arsenic, Hg or mercury, lead and gold. Then mineral elements obtained from soil crust are known as mineral elements. Example, P, K, S, Mg, Ca, Fe, Zn, Mn, B, Cu, MO, Cl and N. The non-mineral elements which are obtained from air and water. Example, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Then mobile elements are which they can move freely in the plant. Example, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, chlorine and magnesium. And immobile elements example is calcium. Now deficiency symptoms of essential elements. First is chlorosis. It is loss of chlorophyll leading to yellowing in leaves. It is caused by deficiency of elements nitrogen, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron, manganese, zinc and molybdenum. Then necrosis, it refers death of tissue, particularly leaf tissue. It is called as due to deficiency of calcium, magnesium, copper and potassium. Inhibition of cell division, it is caused due to lack or low level of nitrogen, potassium, sulfur and molybdenum. Now late flowering, some elements like nitrogen, sulfur, molybdenum delay late flowering if their concentration in plants is low. Now deficiency of according to the mobility, late flowering may occur due to mobility, deficiency of mobility. First, mobile elements. Symptoms are first seen in older tissues. Example, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium. And here immobile elements. Symptoms are first seen in young tissues. Example, calcium. Now next deficiency is Grace peak of wood, which is caused due to deficiency of manganese. Now let us discuss about toxicity of micronutrients. Excess of micronutrients is called toxicity. Any mineral ion concentration in tissues that reduces the dry weight of tissue by about 10% is considered to be toxic concentration. For example, we can see here manganese toxicity appears as brown spots around the chlorotic vein and causes reduce uptake of magnesium and iron, prevent binding of enzymes with magnesium. Then next, inhibits calcium translocation in the shoot effects. So excess of magnesium causes deficiency of iron, magnesium and calcium. Mechanism of absorption of elements. First is initial phase and second is metabolic phase. Initial phase, here rapid absorption of ions takes place in outer free space. It is a passive process of ions into apoplastic, usually occurs through ion channels. Then in metabolic phase, ions pass into inner space, active process which requires ATP. Now ions move inward and outward, called influx and outflux of ions. Translocation of solutes. Mineral ions or elements are transported by xylem. The nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen exists as very strong triple covalent bond in atmosphere. Steps of nitrogen cycle. First step is nitrogen fixation. Process of converting atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia is called as nitrogen fixation. First step in nitrogen fixation is atmospheric nitrogen fixation. Types of nitrogen fixation. First step. So here types of nitrogen fixation. First is atmospheric nitrogen fixation. It is done by lightning and UV rays provided energy to allow N2 combined with O2 to form nitrogen oxides NO, NO2, N2O. Then industrial nitrogen fixation. Industrial combustions, automobile exhaust and power generating station allow N2 oxidize formation. Then biological nitrogen fixation. It is of two types. Free living N2, it is done by living organisms, mainly by bacteria. Here we can see free living N2 fixation and symbiotic N2 fixation. In free living we can see aerobic Azotobacter benzenica, facultative aerobic Kelbicella bacillus, and anaerobic Clostridium, photosynthetic Chromatium rhodospirillum, blue green algae Anabaena, Alocera, Nostax, Cinchonema, etc. In symbiotic N2 fixation, root nodule of legumes Rhizobium, root nodule of Alanus casuarina, Micrea is Fancrea. Then corolite roots of Ficus is Anabaena sicerae, fronds of Azalea, Anabaena azaleae, thallus of Anthrocissus is Nostoc. Now step 2 of nitrogen cycle is ammonification, which is decomposition of organic nitrogen of dead plants and animals into ammonia is known as ammonification. It is carried out by some microorganisms such as Bacillus ramosus, Bacillus vulgaris and Actinomycetes. Here proteins form amino acids, and these amino acids are used by microbes for their metabolism and release ammonia, which is known as ammonification. Step 3 is nitrification. Conversion of ammonia into nitrite is known as nitrification. Ammonia is first two steps are there in step 3. First is ammonia is oxidized to nitrites by action of nitromonas and nitrococcus bacteria. Here you can see the equation. Then nitrite is further oxidized into nitrate with the help of nitrobacter or nitrocystis bacteria. Here you can see this equation. These nitrifying bacteria like nitrosomonas or nitrococcus and nitrobacter or nitrocystis are chemoautotrophs, which does not require light for photosynthesis. Now nitrate assimilation. The process of reducing nitrite to ammonia and expanding it to two steps mediated by two specific enzymes. First is nitrate is reduced to nitrite by an enzyme called nitrate reductase. This enzyme is flavoprotein and contains molybdenum. Here nitrite is reduced to ammonia by enzyme called nitrate reductase, where ferredoxin is most direct source of electrons for nitrate reduction. Nitrate reductase contains Cu and Fe. Here ammonia formed is fixed by organic acids to produce amino acids, which form the other nitrogenous compounds. Now step 4 is denitrification. Here nitrates reducing into gaseous nitrogen by microorganism is called denitrification. Denitrification is carried out by bacteria like Pseudomonas and denitrificants and Theobacillus denitrificans. Here you can see 2NO3 minus converted into 2NO2 minus, then 2NO, N2O and finally N2, which is released. Here you can see whole cycle of nitrogen cycle. Now let us discuss about nodule formation. The special bacteria accumulate near the root hair of legume plant is known as nodule. Here you can see the accumulation of bacteria near the nodule. Then legume roots form hook and take bacteria inside with direct contact with inner cortex and pericycle under division. Now bacteria from bacteroids, which are rod shape, which form bacteroids here like this. Then nodules have all biochemical components required for N2 fixation, including the enzymes nitrogenase and red or pink colored pigment called leghemoglobin or leg hemoglobin LHB. Now, mechanism of nitrogen fixation. Enzyme nitrogenase is required to fix atmospheric N2. It is made up of MOFE proteins and catalyzes the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. Molecule of N2 is reduced by the addition of hydrogen atoms provided by strong reducing agents like NADPH2, NH2. It produces diamide, that is N2H2, which causes hydrazamine N2H4, and finally ammonia 2NH3. For synthesis of ammonia, it requires high input of energy, that is 8 ATP for each NH3 produced. Overall energy is N2 plus 8 electrons split 8 H plus 16 ATP gives rise to 2 NH3 plus H2 plus 16 ADP plus 16 Pi. Therefore, one molecule of N2 is converted into 2 molecules of ammonia. Enzyme nitrogenase is highly sensitive to molecular oxygen as it functions under anaerobic condition. Therefore, root of nodules contain a red or pink color pigment called legmohemoglobin, which is an oxygen scavenger or which prevents oxygen to combine. Here you can see the mechanism of N2 fixation. Now let us move on to the fate of ammonia. Ammonia in solid is protonated from the NH4 plus ammonium ion. Here NH3 plus H plus gives rise to NH4 plus. First is reductive amination. In presence of enzyme glutamate dehydrogenase, ammonia in ion directly combines with alpha ketogluteric acid to form glutamic acid. A reduced coenzyme NADPH is required. Here alpha ketoglutamic acid plus NH4 plus NADPH in presence of glutamate and dehydrogenase, it forms glutamate plus H2O plus NADPH. Now second step is transmination. It involves in transfer of amino group of one amino acid to keto group of keto acids. This enzyme required is transminase or aminotransferase. The glutamic acid is the primary amino acid from which the transfer of amino group takes place, and other amino acids are formed through the transmination. Here is the process. Then amides. They are organic compounds derived from amino acids in which hydroxyl component of carboxyl group is replaced by another amino group. Most important amides are asparagine and glutamine, formed from aspartic and glutamatic acid. Amides store excess N2 and transport them. Nodules of some legumes export N2 as urites. They have high N2 to they have high nitrogen to carbon ratio. So we have completed the lesson mineral nutrition. Thank you.